Good morning from Hanoi. I gotta be more excited, every time the internet people are always real excited when they start their videos. The internet people, the YouTubers. Their travel videos. Of course, I will actually be out in the real world when the real world opens again. Well, okay, so I'm also gonna leap right into topics to talk about because that makes sense. Why else would we be doing this? I'm making my breakfast down here. That also won't be in the, flushed out version because we'll be in a restaurant, but that's what we're doing now. Okay, so let's see. Well, the main thing we're going to talk about today is just continue what took a lot longer yesterday to talk about than I thought was going to, which is the little piece of paper that I have with all the stuff written on it. But I gotta find another piece of paper. And also write something on it. The thing we were talking about yesterday was money, which we'll be talking about that a lot. How to make this work. Also, we need to write on the new piece of paper schedule. Ultimately, I think I said already, I wanted to work on a schedule where I'm releasing a video every day. Now, the everyday videos are going to be little short things, a lot like, maybe a little bit more to them, but a lot like what I've already been releasing on the channel. And I will remember today. I think a lot of you guys, maybe when you watch, a lot of you guys will too when you watch it. But I think the two of you that watch might watch it before I put the cards in. But look for the cards at the top of the video. This could move down, couldn't it? A little bit. Look at the cards at the top of the video that are directing you towards my channel, my other channel, but I think you might watch it before I get it in there because you post these videos. If you post them from your phone, you can't put the cards in. Then you go back later to edit it. But if people have already watched, of course, they never see the cards. They're too late. But anyway, look for it if it's. I'm going to try and put it in as soon as possible. On this thing. An egg on my nose this morning. Oh, and some spices too. Anyway, where was I at in the schedule? So I want to do them every day. So the ones I've already made, already produced on the channel, those are really short, music, no narration, just some shots. And honestly, that was just me clearing out my my storage because I was out of storage for future shoots. And even though I had gotten stuff, it's there was no organization to it. So I kind of just posted everything I had. And I'm going to shoot with more intent once the world opens back up. What was on there was fine, but since I'm still here, I might as well shoot more and actually, think about what I'm doing. Which, that's all I've been doing for these past couple of months. Thinking about what I'm going to be shooting and doing. And that, on that note, so we need to think about that schedule. Ultimately, the one a day, I think that's going to be fine, because I, have a list of all the stuff I want to put out, and it'll be 30 days out of a month. But, and here's the but. Until I get to a point where I can do that. That's leading to the other subtopic of the day, and then we'll talk about money. Until I can do that, I need to figure out exactly what my posting schedule should be. Once I'm able to go out and get started doing this, the world is open up. We're going to use our imagination hat because we're not far off. There's no announcements out, but every couple of weeks they're, reducing the lockdown. So soon I'll be able to go out into the world, and hopefully soon after that I'll be able to work again. And once I can do that, I can actually, I can go out and get some shots even before I start back to work. But having an income will certainly help, fuel this. And then after that, there's going to, sorry, I'm out of the shot. After that, there's going to be a period where I'm still here in Hanoi, and the channel is making no money, but I'm still working on it. I'm going to need to post. Now, whether that's going to be 6 weeks or 6 months, I don't know. And this is all assuming that, the channel eventually is somewhat successful. It doesn't have to break the internet, but assuming it gets to some level of success. Oh, hello. That's not very friendly of you. Device. This is a pretty good gimbal, but it does have some problems. We're going to step outside while the noodles soak and see how rainy it is. Okay. So this is assuming we get to some point of success. It's very wet. I don't mind it being wet, to be honest. But I don't want to actually be rained on while eating breakfast. And there's a little bit of wind, which makes me nervous. Let's get that wind. I have to sit and hold the gimbal. I can do it, but we may have to come back inside in the midst of the video. You'll be alright with that, won't you? Okay, so anyway, so assuming some level of success, there's still going to be a period of not yet success, in which I will need to be posting videos to attract people to the channel, but not on the schedule of the, once a day like I would if I was going full force, right? Trying to get it all in 30 days before I go on to the next destination. So that's what it might be. There's no real answer to this, but it's like more wind than I thought it was. Alright, so this will be okay, we're just going to leave it like that because I'm going to hold the gimbal. I'm not allow it to go. I just like to eat outside. I don't get to do much outside lately, so I might as well eat out here. Also, this, I can cut my top of my head off, and you can actually watch me eat. How exciting! Anyway, so just putting that out there. I've got to think about a schedule on which to release these. And it's entirely according to the difference between, the normal 1 month schedule, or the hope for 1 month schedule, and the actual amount of time it will take for me to go from here to the next destination. And it's not entirely based on the success of the channel, to be honest. That didn't last long, did it? I thought it was going to be a nice, breezy, cool. Oh, the weather has just cooled off amazingly. bit of breakfast time, but no, it's just water. Even if it wasn't raining, it was water. Okay, so we're gonna eat inside. That's not the most exciting thing for you guys to watch. I guess that's what we're doing it inside. I can just put the wall behind me. Not really much can be done. Okay. Constant mirror to fix my hair in. All right, guys. So anyway, yeah. So whether that means once a week or twice a week or 3 times a week, I guess it's just a number. It's not. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know exactly what the right schedule is. I'm not producing any new videos at the moment, and I won't be for maybe a couple more weeks. But excuse me. But yeah, that's what's happening. And then I've got, I mean, I don't know. I'll still do these because these are just recording the channel itself and the adventures of the channel. So I'll still do these. I'll still have breakfast every day. So there will still be the vlog aspect to it. I guess that's why people do vlogs. They want to do a full channel and then they realize the vlog is really all they can afford, in the beginning at least. Yeah. But, I mean, I can't even do that now, to be honest, because I can't walk out of the... I mean, I can walk out. It's not true. I can walk out of the house. I shouldn't say that since I spent 2 months actually not able to go anywhere. You just can't go in anywhere else once you get out of the house. I think that's going to end, though. I mean, I know it's going to end at some point, but I don't think we're far off. I really don't. How far we are off from schools opening, that's a different question. I had to angle my head so you can't see the bald spot. While eating. Okay, so then that leads into the second thing, which is my ideas on how successful this channel is going to be. The way I've been talking so far, you guys might think that I have the idea that this is just going to be a rip-roaring success and it's going to take off first day. What I'm trying to do is plan for the possibility that it's a success, even on whatever schedule. I've been looking at YouTube channels and following ones on YouTube that seem to have a similar level of funding, which is to say 0, and what they're doing and where they're at after this one guy that I've been looking at, where he's at after a year. Now these are not travel, of course. I gotta be honest, I stopped following a lot of the travel YouTube channels that I thought were doing great, and it's because they kept traveling during the pandemic. They were like, oh, you can still get into this country, let's go see what's happening here. And it was always some poor country that apparently could not resist the tourist dollar during the pandemic. And so these YouTubers are just going in and doing everything like it was normal. And I was like, I think maybe this is the time to take some time off, YouTubers. You're making a lot of money off the travel videos you already have up. Let's just hold off until, there's not 4.5 million people dying of a plague that you may be spreading. Yeah, anyway. Anyway, I just thought, man, it's hard to have respect for these people that are doing this. But the thing is, they're all young. And I kind of get it. Like, they're not yet good decision makers. Half these people on YouTube are, under 25 years old. And they're going by the cues sent by the rest of the world, the adult world around them. that doesn't have its shit together in the least. So how would I expect them to know this is not a good time to travel? But yeah, I couldn't keep watching a lot of them. But that does lead like to the, well, I think I've talked through the whole thing today. We'll talk about money again tomorrow. Because I actually haven't gotten to the whole point, which is what I imagine will happen with the channel. I'm not actually trying to project what will happen. So if you think like I'm making these plans and I'm saying, you know, I'm leaving out tomorrow, you know, I'm trying to prepare for eventual success should it happen. So that's what the plans are for. Planning to fail at this is not really necessary. That'll just happen if it happens. But also just to say, in the meantime, I'm still planning to do what I was doing before. As soon as school's open back up, I'll still be doing that full time. And then, you know, with the YouTube thing in the worst case scenario, over the past 5 years, making no YouTube videos and, you know, getting no income, which could still be the case, but even if, you know, if it produced absolutely nothing, over the past 5 years living in China, and I'm, you know, kind of saw this as I'm going through all my old videos and photos, making some of the stuff, some of the YouTube videos that I did make. I'm looking on through all these things, and I'm like, I like to travel quite a bit. It wouldn't be, you know, a new destination every month. Actually, what I should say is it wouldn't be a in-depth new destination every month. I traveled somewhere pretty much monthly when I was in China over the past 5 years. Again, usually just a weekend trip. Once a month, do a weekend trip. Most often down to Guangzhou or Guangdong, somewhere in Guangdong. And a lot of people did more than I did while I was there. And I tried to travel whenever I could, but I never went to Guilin, which is a very famous site. It's only a few hours from Chenzhou. I never went there. And there's a few places in Guangdong that I never went, and I was down there almost every weekend. Went to Shanghai a few times. You know, I did a good bit of traveling. So, you know, worst case is I did once a month do much shorter videos, less, less filming time, less shooting time. But it'd still be something, you know, to shoot for while I travel. Just to allay any fears that I've completely lost my mind and I'm depending entirely on YouTube. It gives me something to do, at the very least, it gives me something to do while I'm here in Asia, while I'm traveling, assuming the pandemic lifts and I go back to work full time and I get a job that makes a decent salary, I'll be traveling like I was before. As far as I am planning, I'll just stay here in Vietnam, but I may still migrate around just on a slower. If the YouTube is not generating huge revenues, then it'll just be on a slower path. And on that note, I still plan to keep pursuing, even after everybody else goes back to work, and I go back to a regular job. Keep pursuing online classes, because if I can build those up and make a salary comparable to what I would at a regular job, then I can still travel on basically the same schedule that I was talking about before, and do and see what I was wanting to do, and not rely on the YouTube income to do the traveling. And that way, that'll get me able to produce the videos. But I really got to build that up. I'm not sure about the online world teaching yet. I think everybody else is doing it right now because we're in lockdown, but hopefully I'll get something soon. Anyway, more money discussion tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in. Check out the other channel where I will start saying like and subscribe, but you don't have to do that here because we're moving to the other channel. So anyway, see you more tomorrow. Hope you have a good weekend. Bye-bye.